Loudon, it looked like you guys were really tight in the first half, and then that last spurt over the final 4 minutes, you kind of put a big gap between you and that. That was important, I thought.
No, yeah, we were trying to, careful I phrase it. We're trying to stretch it out the whole game, but we just couldn't get a stop. But I think that gives us kind of a challenge tomorrow in that aspect. But we were able to kind of pull through offensively, which is not our strong suit because we all can play pretty good offensive basketball, but it's not what we want to rely on. So I'm glad we were able to do it on the offensive end and kind of pull out that win, but want to kind of rely on the defense more. Mm-hmm. But yeah, absolutely. That stretch where we kind of stretch it out makes it easier down the stretch.
Yeah. What does it speak to the perseverance of your team that, I mean, they had a great second half. They scored 53 points, but you went right back and forth with them and you matched them shot for shot.
Yeah, I think I just think in general, like these Friday night games have been tough for us. Being, and we're not top of the league because that's where Cleveland State sits, but we're right there with them. And so I think, on Friday nights, especially, you're getting everyone's best shot and the most energy, and that's what they work up all week. And I know how it is. When you practice all week, you're ready to play a game no matter what, no matter who it is. And then on top of that, depending on who you're playing, you can have even more emotion into that. So, I think these Friday nights, not necessarily been slow for us, but, we've had a tough time grasping the fact that people really are going to come out and give their best. And we had a little stretch. We stretched it out a little bit in the first half, but like you said, they got closer in the second, and then we had to do the same thing. So definitely got to tip the hat to the perseverance of these other guys and them playing through these mistakes, and especially the defensive end, and not letting it fall into our offense.
Loudon, Trey Calvin he didn't score in the first half, went 0 for 7, but had a good second half, finishing with 12. What was your impression of how he played?
It's not surprising. Like I said, everyone on this team can score for sure at a high rate. And I think it's just kind of that give and go offensive all time. It reminds me of Cole, that first scoop layup he had in the second half where, we run the two and people are used to us throwing it back or throwing it in. So it's just, they forget to cover that, especially when he's had a quiet first half. So definitely can light it up. The 12 is not surprising. He's tough on himself. He works really hard on everything, finishing, ball handling, shooting, all those kind of things. So when he doesn't see it fall, we got to be there to encourage him. And I think we did a good job of that as a team. And, he answered very well too.
Loudon, in your last 4 games, you scored 34 points, 23, 18, and then 21 tonight. How's it feel just to be on a stretch like that?
I'm more worried about averaging a triple-double in turnovers because that's kind of tough. But on the offensive end, like I said, it's just we got so many guys. It makes it easy, and it's kind of anyone's night every night. It could be anybody's night, but I'm more worried about the turnovers, honestly, because that hurts us pretty bad, especially with a team like that who plays fast. And it's nice to see the ball go in when I've struggled throughout the season, but everything else, staying constant, I'd like to turn those turnovers around.
You guys shot it well from beyond the 3-point arc today. Do you feel like that was kind of a result of so much attention on you and Grant down on the post that you were able to get open shots?
Yeah, I think it's part of that, but it's also, honestly, a lot of it I think you can put to that. But we have good ball movement too. We have good shot selection. So when people are letting go of that ball, we're not typically as teammates, we're not mad at it. We put our head down and crash, and we trust those guys to make the shots that they believe they can take. Even Jalen on that, I think the last play of the second half, he was looking for one more, couldn't find it, so he shot it. So I think just they have the confidence to shoot it. They know they're good shooters. And when you're playing a team game and then you flow with the ball, it's pretty easy, I think, for those guys on the perimeter.